because learning is my goal, I know I'll be coming back. And thanks for the great faculty. The highlight was Salesforce.com, how you are talking about PM 2.0. So that's just fabulous. Whether you call it agile or anything, I think that's the way to go. So thank you, everyone. I think great interaction. Thanks to all the class members.
Our next graduate is Greg Jensen.
Good evening, I'm Greg Jensen, and my last position was Director of Financial Planning at Total Logistic Control and SuperValue, and I'm in the midst now of looking for a new opportunity, and this summer I had a chance to go to Denmark and study in the summer. And it was interesting because the culture is obviously different there, but in the class that I attended, following the end of the class, the professor asked me, so what do you think, how does my class compare to Stanford? And I said, well, by far the biggest difference was my classmates, because in Scandinavia and Denmark especially, the students tend to be very quiet and very introverted and humble, and they don't want to talk about their experiences or what they do. And I said, well, there's probably the biggest difference between this and Stanford is at Stanford and most of the classes that I've attended, we have to cut off the discussion because people won't stop contributing. So that's probably, the faculty has been outstanding, which I guess we all expected from Stanford. But I also want to thank all of my classmates because it's been a real pleasure to interact with all of you and hear how each of you go about managing your companies and managing your projects. I think that's added as much or more to the courses as we learn from the lecturers and the faculty. So thank you very much.
Okay, our next graduate is Danette Patterson.
So when I began this little journey of mine 3 years ago, I actually didn't know it was a journey. About 3 weeks before I signed up for the course, I'd been asked to take over the PMO for our organization in North America. And right after that, the person that's responsible for leader development came and asked me if I wanted to go to this little course at Stanford, which happened to be about project management, which I had already just made it very clear that it was a temporary position that I would take in managing the PMO. So here I am 3 years later. When I got here, the first 2 courses that I took, I saw immediate application to the job, and I immediately saw what I need to do with our PMO to improve it. At one point, with one of the courses, I texted back and said, value has been received. So it really started me down a path that I didn't anticipate, and I'm very grateful for that. I'll give you 2 very specific benefits that I've received from this so far, and I still have 2 days to go, so who knows what will happen the next 2 days. But one very tangible, when I was attending the managing portfolio management, at the same time I've been asked to also chair our business steering committee, and in the early days of that I learned that they really didn't have a scoring model. Their idea of scoring was, well, projects were 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, because all of the executives wanted that number 1 number for their pet project. So, you know, to the one that had the 1E, I said, you do really realize that that's number 5, right? So I was looking for some kind of scoring model, and in the portfolio management, there were some examples of scoring models, and I immediately saw how I could take that. I took it, brought it back, and I'm happy to announce that we do have a scoring model now, and we have for the last 2.5, 3 years. On a broader scope, last year, because this has been a 3-year journey for me, I've taken 2 courses every year because I wanted to go back and have plenty of time to apply what I learned. So last year I took the leading change from the middle with Benham, and from there I had just been asked to also manage a program to redesign our market strategy for North America. And of course they wanted it done yesterday. So that was perfect timing for me, and though we didn't follow his roadmap exactly, I was able to take enough from them. We did it in almost 90 days, I'm happy to say, and we redesigned our market strategy for North America at the time. So those are two tangible benefits that I received from this. So I would like to thank not only the IP Solutions staff, as well as Stanford for the wonderful job they've done. I'd also like to thank what I call my sponsor for getting me involved in the very first course so innocently. Little did she know that when I found out there was a certification involved with this, then nothing would settle except for me to get the certification. So she had to set aside all of her development dollars for me for the past 2 years. So she'll be planning what she can do with her dollars for next year because it won't be on me. So I'd like to thank that, and I'd also like to thank all of the classmates that I've had over the last 3 years, because that really has been a part of the experience and listening. And I was telling someone earlier today that, you know, while there are some tangible, immediate benefits, sometimes things I just need to think about, I need to process. And there have been times when I've been back in my chaos, frantic world 3 or 4 months later and discovered that a thought that I had or an approach that I was taking was actually something that I had learned in class or something that someone had shared from one of their companies that I was actually applying to a situation we had. So I thank you very much.
Our next graduate is Long Tan. Long?
My name is Long. I work for Agilent Technologies. I started this course 3 years ago. I thought that I would finish in 1 month because I thought that I could have taken all the thing online without attending the campus. But when I attended the very first one, I realized that there's something really special in this program. And coming from a very highly technical background, I really didn't have a lot of knowledge about project management. But after this course, I think I'm very confident in applying the knowledge that I learned in this course at my workplace. So thank you, Stanford. Thank you, all the professors and all my class members. It's a great experience for me.
Our next graduate is Sonia Oliveira.
Give me the email address and I want to
We're sending the video.
I want
Recorded everybody.
yeah, I know, but I can take the screenshot of each person. But
Yeah, time
My name
limit.
is Sonia Oliveira.
no,
and
they have
I'm
a lot of
I'm
stay on there.
a senior
Yeah.
organization program manager. And learning for me is the journey. So I love coming to school. I love taking classes. But I think what's special about the certificate is that it really gives you applicable concepts and tools that can help you at your work. So for me, I think one of the biggest takeaways was the ability to intelligently be able to speak about strategy and alignment by learning and discussing these topics in the course. So it's been fun, it's been stimulating, and I will be back for more, for sure. Thank you very much.
Our next graduate is Scott Rowan.
Hi, my name is Scott Rowan. I'm a program manager for Bucyrus International. And I'd like to thank Tim and Ray and Sarah and the team for putting together such a quality program. And, look forward to coming back for the next set of classes. Thanks.
Our next graduate is Robert Traister.
I'm Rob Traister. Just a couple quick words. I was told not to thank the Academy or the guys on the tour bus, but I just couldn't resist. And I'm also really glad that when Monica came up and got her certification, that Kanye West